If you're suffering with ME, chronic fatigue syndrome, you know that it can make you feel pretty lousy. What I mean by that is that you wake up one day and you're fed up.
I'm fed up!
Sometimes you feel like giving up. Sometimes you feel like you've had enough. Sometimes you wake up and you try and go on with life, and then you have a bit of a bad crash and you get angry. Now, I'm not here to tell you that that's the wrong way of thinking, because when I woke up today, I thought I was all right, got out of bed, had my shower, and I was exhausted. I felt angry, feel really ill, feel like I've got the worst hangover in the world, feel like I've got flu, and at the same time, I also feel a little bit normal, which is a bit contradictory. But all that to one side, I'm here to tell you, don't give up. That's easier said than actually doing it. So I just wanted to go over why it is I don't give up. So apologies if I get a little bit emotional. When I do start to feel like that, I always remember my dad's battle with cancer. Now, this isn't to discredit having ME, chronic fatigue syndrome. I'm not comparing it to cancer whatsoever. So I always think about what my dad went through. So my dad contracted blood cancer called polycythemia vera. Now, along with that condition, you can say it's a little bit treatable, but there is no cure for it. And unfortunately, in quite a lot of circumstances, it is fatal. So I remember when my dad told me that he had blood cancer, I was around 24. And when he told me what it was, he was told that he would likely only live 10 years. So the treatment for it was to have medication and to have a pint of blood taken every month. And once it stabilized, they could look at reducing to his blood withdrawals maybe, once every 2 months, once every 3 months. And that went on for years. Now, my dad was always a strong man. He was a proud man. He was physically fit. He was in the army when he was younger. I always remember the time when he was on an army run and he was running with a broken ankle.
Hey, stop! How's that better? You can't stop me!
But I saw how the condition affected him. He was in pain quite a lot, he was tired quite a lot. So yeah, that went on for a long time, and he was backwards and forwards to see the cancer specialists who deal with his condition. And instead of 10 years, my dad lasted 17. And yeah, there was occasions when it did affect him quite badly, it affected his mood, but he always kept going. Now, unfortunately, during the COVID period, I noticed that he started to lose quite a bit of weight. And unfortunately, having polycythemia, there's a chance that it can actually mutate into what's called MF. And I think that's myelofibrosis. And unfortunately, when you get to that stage, it does become quite fatal. Now, again, even when he got to that stage, he kept on fighting. I remember the day when he told us that it was confirmed as being MF. And it was a shock to the system to see him break down, because he basically said it was a death sentence. Now, even after all that, he kept on going and was still fighting. And he always asked how I was, because he was more worried about how it affected me and the rest of the family. Fortunately, he got to the stage where he was using a cane every day. He was frustrated because he couldn't do what he used to do. He was tired quite a lot of the time. He became quite breathless. He was one of these who he had to put in his own kitchen. He had to put in his own bathroom. But unfortunately, the condition affected him that much, he could no longer do those things. And it was really frustrating for him. The condition started to affect his heart. He had heart failure due to his heart having to work so hard because of the thickness of his blood. His kidneys were getting affected, his liver was being affected, his spleen was being affected. He was told he had pulmonary hypertension. Again, that was quite hard for him, and that's why he was getting breathless quite a lot. So back in 2024, he was taken into hospital and he was told that he had pneumonia. I went along and there he was, bless him, in the hospital bed, still fighting along. And I remember the way he told me he was dying. Now, I told him no, he wasn't dying, he was just feeling a bit low at that time, and because he felt so poorly. Because he'd said it quite a few times the year running up to 2024. And he did turn around and said he wouldn't make it to 70. This was when he was 67. So unfortunately, we received the news that he developed sepsis. And due to having pneumonia and his heart failure and the damage to his body from the cancer, he was not going to survive. But do you know what? He fought on for 3 days. I'll always remember the part where the doctor told me what was going to happen and I had to break the news to my dad that he was going to die. I struggled with it, and do you know what he said to me? Spit it out, son. I told him and he said, it's all right, it's okay. So yeah, he fought on for 3 days, but unfortunately, we had to withdraw treatment and he passed away. Just had a quick break, and in a true British way, I've just had a cup of tea.
Ah, a good cuppa makes everything better.
So when I do get down in the dumps and I feel like there's no way through this god-awful shitty disease, I look on what my dad did. I look at how much he fought, how much he tried to keep on living. Now, this is not me telling you push through, because that's a pretty stupid thing to do when you've got ME and chronic fatigue syndrome. Don't push through. What I'm trying to say to you is, don't give up. When I sit there and I get like this, I think of my dad and I think he did that. He carried on no matter what, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Sit there and think to myself, yeah, my health is really crap. I'm not the man I used to be. I don't go for runs anymore. I don't go to the gym. Sometimes I struggle to get out of bed. This morning, you know, I had a shower. I felt absolutely terrible after it. But I've got a wife. I've got 2 boys. My 2 boys are young. They need their dad. So I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep fighting. I'm not going to push through and make myself ill, but I will still play with my children. I will still get out of bed. But I will know my limits. And that's one of the things that you have to remember. If you find something that says to you, I'm not going to give up, I'm going to keep getting through this, don't push through your limits, because you will make yourself ill. And then it will affect your life and it will affect those around you. So don't give up. Find something that keeps you getting up and keep on going. We all hit the lows. It doesn't matter who you are, no matter how great your life is, you will hit a low. And that's all right. There is nothing wrong with it. Acknowledge that you're hitting a low. Don't try and hide it. Tell your family you're hitting a low. If you get angry, let it out. That doesn't mean suddenly turn into Rocky Balboa.
Take this, you bum! You ain't so knocked out! Yeah! Feel the power!
If you're alone in the house, shout. Scream. If you're one of those people that's got a punching bag, use some energy on it. Not too much energy. Kind of contradictory. But do not give up. Keep going. No matter what, keep smiling. Smile helps a whole lot. And if you can't smile, go to people that make you smile. Watch a comedy. And if you are starting to get down in the dumps and you are getting depressed, get help. There is nothing wrong with getting help. Do it. So until next time, don't give up. Keep punching. Cheers.